live for the Kimberlee Ponce channel for episode 6. Seriously, story time. Let's go. Your girl is ready. This is a story about when a man saved the day, and I woke up like 2 days ago with it on my mind, and I think God was saying, share this, and kind of should have done it 2 days ago, but I'm getting around to it now, and thanks for your patience on that too. So, we've all been on family vacations before, right? They don't always, pan out so well. Specifically for me, like, because I don't know what the issue is, but I seem to, there really was maybe like 1 or 2 vacations that I actually enjoyed with my family, and it was only because my brother was there. And that's part of the topic today in discussing. Part of episode 6 is going to be a little bit of sharing another experience I had and dream I had that kind of ties into it too. So there was a family vacay, but my brother wasn't there, and it was just sis, dad, and stepmom in the RV trailer at in Coos Bay, which is like a coastal city in Oregon. Things with the family, it's just never been, and it's okay, I've accepted it. Like, I love them to death from an arm's length, but like, I'm living my life now, and they can do whatever it is they please. Like, I love them, and like, I pray that they are well and safe, like, but like, I have always just been the free spirit, always the one doing their own thing, and so with that comes tension, because I was always wanting to be free-spirited and do my own thing on vacays, and the families are like, stay back close, don't go too far off, and I wake up on a vacay, like camping trip like style, and I like kind of feel like at peace or blissful, or like maybe I want to tan naked on the beach, and it was apparently the biggest deal in the world that I tanned naked on the beach. And so, obviously parents, especially dad, was like, puts freaking clothes on, and basically we got into a big fight because I was like, what's the big ish? And I was like, how old was I? Gosh. That was the summer that I was still living in Montgomery, so I think I was like 19 or 20. Very young. I'm still young. But you know what I mean. Younger. And I don't think I was having the best of time anyway on that vacation, and we were just bickering back and forth, blah, 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 what to do, and they were mad at me. They're like, why are you tanning on the beach and naked? And I didn't see what the big deal was. It's a body of water, like, it's a beach, like, there's plenty of nude beaches all over the world, so, like, I just didn't see. But, obviously, mi señor papa was obviously like, put some clothes on! And livid, like, seeing red, like, that is the most mad I've ever seen my dad, and, understandably so, but why? Like, why can't we tan naked on the beach? Whatever. I got in such big trouble over this, that I just decided to say, literally, they're beachy motherfuckers, and I said that across the entire camp, and then hitchhiked 5 hours back north. So the guy that picked me up, his name will go by the name of B, is the man that saved the day and helped me hitchhike from literally Coos Bay all the way back up to Portland for 5 hours. He didn't try no weird shit. He didn't, excuse my language, sorry. He didn't try anything weird. He didn't say anything creepy. You can say any one thing about how I was a lone solo female traveler, and he could have taken advantage, totally. But he's just a guy who was taking a solo trip, and he's from the East Coast, but he came to the West Coast to do a West Coast road trip, and so he just happened to be driving by while I was doing this. And I said, "Arrivederci, motherfuckers," to my family. In the whole campsite. I was like, "I'll hitchhike the fuck out of here." Like, I was like, incompatible. Always have been incompatible with family. So I was like, literally in my mind, and this is God. This is why I wanted to share this story. Like, this isn't like a story to say or make a stance on nude tanning on the beach. It's the point of this story is to glorify God, because I literally prayed as I was holding up my thumb like this, and I said out loud, or I said in my head, like, this car will stop. Like, I had like, or it was God telling me that, or something. It was this it is one of the craziest moments in my life. But like, I had just left the campsite, the RV trailer campsite in Coos Bay, and I had just left the entrance, and I walked over the gravel and walked over the main road, and then came over here and was just like doing this. And I remember looking back, and I saw a white truck coming in. I think it was the first car. I swear it was the first car or the second car, like one of the very first. Dude, I think it was the first car, like, that I like just did this. I had just left. I was all amped up, and I said to myself, this car will stop, or like, I'm gonna, like, this is it. Like, I had a feeling or something. Like, it was one of the craziest moments of my life, because it actually stopped as I said. Like, it's going to stop. Like, this is like the car that will stop, and like, I'm gonna make them stop with my mind. I remember being like, because I was kind of desperate. Like, I needed an actual ride to somewhere back home in Portland. So it just was one of the crazy. It was a moment of God, though. Like, we're glorifying God here in this moment, because like me doing this and thinking as hard as I can that it's gonna stop. Okay, I'm a human with some self-will, but that was God that made this car stop. And we actually had a conversation about God in the car. And I remember that was the time, I think that was the time in my life where I wasn't super close with God. But I remember saying in the car with him and listening to his because he's like a computer programmer, and he was just like not sure where he wanted to do next in his career, and like just super chill, normal, nice guy. Like, I lucked out because that was God helping me out, and he knew that it was. And I can't even believe my family didn't come after. That's what I'm saying. Like, my family sucks. Like, oh gosh, I feel so mean saying that. But like, what wouldn't a dad like come chasing after his little girl if she was like, I'm done camping with the family? But they just like let me like leave. Like, that's why I'm like so weirded out by my family. And like, they care about me. Yeah. So that's why I'm just living my life in New York, and living my dreams and doing what brings me fulfillment and walking in my purpose for God, most importantly. So I am fulfilled when I'm walking my purpose with God. And I don't even know why I'm holding this towel. So we were in the car, and he was like, I trust myself. Like, I believe in myself. What is it? He's like, I believe in myself. And like, I don't, and he was saying like, and like, I was in the agreement at that time in my life. I was like, I don't need, like, I can't believe I said this, but I was like, yeah, like, that was the time in my life where I wasn't walking with God. But he still loved me enough to send me that car with that nice, normal, non-serial killer guy to take me safely from a shitty camping vacay 5 hours north back to my dorm on college campus safely. And I made it back in time perfectly on July 3rd, right in time for the 4th of July. And I spent the 4th of July by myself in Portland. I even had a little bit of money to take myself out and dress up, and I did like makeup. But I remember my whole outfit, and I remember that night when I got back and he dropped me off. We're still in touch to this day, actually. I'm good. You know what? There's actually one thing I'm like pretty good at, and it's staying in touch with peeps. Like, I'm I'm good at keeping up with social connections, you know? It's fun. The people that mean something to you and they were a part of your life for some reason or other, like, catching up, staying connected with people is, like, the dopest. That's, like, the dopest, dude. That's, like, old friends. Please, that's the best. That's, like, the spice of life, you know? An old friend, you can just be silly with them and, like, you're just old friends together. It's so sweet. I hope you guys' day is doing good. What is it? Wednesday? Yeah, the end of hump day. I hope your day has been good. Give a thumbs up if it's been great. Or leave a comment and tell me anything. give me a shout out, y'all. So that guy saved the day, y'all. Like, and it's so like crazy. Like sometimes we forget like how God sends us people to come save us and help us. But he was definitely the man of the day that day. But I got back to my dorm that night, and I was looking out the window, and because I'm a cat, and thinking at that time in my life that there was something particularly special about my path. Because I rolled it over again and again in my head, and this was probably like, I think we were there for Labor Day or something, like August 2017. Wait, no, August? No, it was July. July. Yeah, because it was July, and I came back July 3rd, and so it was July, and we were camping and stuff, and then I got back to the dorm, and I thought to myself, there's something particularly special about what happened tonight, because I ran the situation over and over again in my head, where I was just like, the car will stop, the truck will stop. It was a big white truck, and I was like, it'll stop, and I was like, putting my thumb up and stuff, and it stopped, but I felt like, how did that just happen? How did I decide of my own free will to leave an entire camping trip with family where they're my only ride? We're all the way in bumfuck. No, wait. You know, sorry for the language. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were basically pretty far out from the main road. Like, I crossed the camps and then, like, found the main, like, went to the main road, like, Coos Bay along the coast, that's pretty far down, like, the Oregon coast. It's the southern Oregon coast. So I ran that over and over again in my mind. I was like, that was a risky move. That was a bold move. Like, I just up and left an entire family vacation. And I just got bad memories from all that. And then, like, just got, like, a car stopped, like, the first truck stopped as I was, like, hitchhiking, like, what? Like, and then I think I thought that night to myself, like, okay, there is a God. I think, like, 2017, God was working through me, and I just didn't know it, and it wasn't until December of 2017 that I was like, okay, there's a God. I'll share that in another story. That was when I first moved to New York. It was December 13th, 2017, and I'm a Life Path 7 member, and like Life Path 8 or something too. So 7s and 3s and 8s are always like in my storylines. It's super cool. It's super, super freaking cool. Actually, the first day that I ever did like a performance on the street, in the sidewalk, like on the sidewalk, not a part of the asphalt. I don't know why I said in the sidewalk. And then I was like, rapping and doing my cool thing, and then it was on camera, and there was a bunch of people, and I got like groupies. It was like a thing. It was like kind of fun and cool, and it was on November 7th, and the guy that decided to hear me out, because I was working on some lines, and I said, I need help, and I was listening to his SoundCloud music, and it was good, and I said, would you be willing to do a little freestyle for me and show me how it's done, and then I could show you mine, and then you could help me just give me some feedback, because I need help. Like, I got lines, I got a beat, but you seem like an artist you're already on SoundCloud, so nice to meet you. My name is Kimberlee. Could you please help me? And we were just like met strangers that day at the Starbucks, but then there's like people that gathered around, and it was like this moment. And like I moved, I just remembered, I moved to New York November 2nd, technically 1st, but then that flight got delayed or canceled, or I missed it or something, so I put on the second plane for November 2nd, and I spent the night in the airport floor all pissed off. It was so rough, dude. There's been some times in my life that have been so rough. And I'm still here! Yes! And so, November 2nd, literally landed in New York, and then November 7th, I'm just like rapping in Times Square, and people are gathering around, and I got this like artist. Anyway, his name was Seven. And the first time I like did I just like spit a couple bars. I've been working on a couple of bars, but that's all I had at the time, because I knew I was interested in making music, but I didn't know if I could yet. But I proved to myself that day that I could, and I even got it on video still. But his name was Seven, and then me like coming to my musical discovery of my own abilities creatively via music happened on November 7th, and I've been like a life path 7 person ever since I can remember. So that's what I'm saying, is like I was thinking back on July 3rd, 2017, when I just made it back from hitchhiking for 5 hours with that guy that like saved the day. I was thinking to myself, there's something special about this path, because that was extreme favor that I was shown tonight. Like God knows that like I'm not a good. God knows that I have a hard time getting along with family, so I think He helped me out tonight. And I wasn't like able to wrap my mind around that was God, or maybe I was, but I was in denial because I was in that weird walk and operating in disobedience. So that was God. I wanted to glorify God in that story too, as well as that guy that saved the day. But it's so amazing how God works, like that. And so I just thought to myself, I think that I have a path that's special that night. I remember it being so clear and vivid, thinking like, I don't think that happens to everybody. Like what happened tonight, I don't even know if I could share that story and people would believe me, type of thing. And like I was like, I don't know if that happens to everybody. Like I don't think this path, like I was like really considering how my life might be different at that time. And now I'm on YouTube in 2023 leading a Chosen One channel. So hallelujah, thank you Jesus. Oh my gosh, thank you Jesus for helping me get through all those tough years, or whatever, good times, bad times. I'm here today to glorify you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. What are we at? We at 18 minutes and 22 seconds. Well, I was gonna share a little bit about my brother. I think we can. I think we got like a little bit of time. We'll be fine. So I was saying that it's always a good vacay if bro's there. If bro's there, I'm safe. We're two peas in a pod. We're thick as thieves. You know what I'm saying? And we look alike. We really look a lot alike. We look more alike than my twin sister and I look alike, in my opinion. Because my brother obviously has short hair. So I just think he has blonder short hair, but like a little bit wavy too, and we look more alike than my twin sister and I do. My twin took after a lot of the Latina, and I have a little bit of that, but I have a lot of like Irish. Like I have freckles, and then like fair skinned for the most part. Like in the summer I can get pretty dark, but for the most part I look Irish and or like a white girl. So, but my brother and I look a lot alike, and it's cool. That's all the story about that. So he is like the coolest person to have on a vacay, because he's always making everyone laugh. He's always cooking up some steaks for everybody too, or burgers. Oh, so good. And like I said, it hasn't all been bad with family. Of course not. But there was this one really nice vacation where before COVID hit, that's when it was. It was 2019. Yeah, it was the summer. It was the Labor Day camping trip that we take as a family every year together to Mount Shasta in California. And 2019 was a really beautiful year for that camping trip because my twin sister and my brother and I were just hanging out the whole time. We were like doing the kid time and the adults were doing their thing. And like, you know, when like camping trips, you ditch the adults and you're like the kids are like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my god, I love camping trips, dude. Like, I'm such an Oregon gal, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. So we did this rap for my family, and that was like, I guess technically the first performance that I've done with my rapping was in front of my family, but like we're like making a joke out of it. So like my sister, my brother, and I like put on like these like obnoxious soccer socks and like for no reason or something, or like, yeah, I think my sister put like soccer socks like on her arm, and then somebody had like a tennis racket. Like we were just being goofballs, and then like I wrote lines and I gave everybody a part, and I was like, okay, and E, my sister like fucked up her line. My brother did a good job, but the rap was, my brother keeps the real me on a level of tranquility. My brother keeps the real me on a level of tranquility. And it's something like that. And he wrote a couple of lines. We had so much fun that camping trip. And so, it's cool, like, when people know each other too, because like, I woke up early that morning, and you guys know, like, I was saying on vacay is like I'm like a free spirit, and so like I just like woke up, like I am a free spirit anyway, like even not on vacay, and then I was just like, let's go write, let's go sit and find some coffee and just go write, and that's what I love to do in the morning is write and coffee. Oh, it's the best. Or water. But writing in the morning is so cathartic because you're like, what is this life? And you're like, I don't know, let me put it into words on paper. And it's just so peaceful to write in the morning. It's like one of my favorite all-time pastimes. And I've been doing it since I just declared I was going to be a writer and change the world since like 2017. 2017 was when everything started. Like that was my like first spiritual awakening or something. No, definitely, yeah. Definitely. And so my brother came and everyone like started to worry though because they couldn't find me. They thought like, because like everyone woke up and I just like wasn't on campsite. And so I was like up on the second floor of like the cafe of like the camping restaurant cafe, like, because you know how campsites have like the spots where the RVs go, but then there's like the dock for the boats, and then like the concierge office, and then the souvenir and gift shop office, and then there was like the cafe and restaurant, and like I thought it was cute and kind of like it was like upstairs, and it was older and like green carpet, kind of like outdated, but I liked that. I was like, this is cute, so let me go and run it like right up here and drink some coffee. And there was a cute bar and like a little cute bar stool, and I was writing literally, my brother keeps the real me on the level of tranquility, and then I heard Kimbo, and I heard behind, and I looked behind, my brother's like, we were worried about you, we couldn't find you anywhere, and I was like, oh my gosh, but you knew where to find me, like, because he didn't call me and be like, hey, where are you? He went throughout the campsite to go search for me until he found me, and then as soon as he found me, he called parents and was like, yeah, she's right here. She's fine. So that's what I'm saying, like, when bro is there, it's a good vacay. Always. He's making everybody laugh the whole time, dude. He's so, theatrical and, oh gosh, God bless him. So, he comes up with characters, and then he'll, like, stay in character. And I just don't know too many other people that have, like, that talent. He's so awesome. I love my brother, and my sister, and my whole family. Like, I love all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've had some really beautiful, amazing times, but I think COVID was hard on everybody. I think getting older and changing states affects things. Like, I think I have quite a bit of peace with where I'm at, like, as an adult, and I think I've healed from most of the trauma, because I talk about my life now at the point where I'm able to like share, and I feel like that's a reflection of like acceptance of my life. And so I actually had a dream about my brother a couple like weeks ago, and not like a week ago, and then I woke up and I was like, I swear we were just hanging out. It felt so real. It literally felt so real. I'm gonna stand up again. It literally felt so real, like that dream. And so I thought that was crazy. I woke up and I was like, no, we just hung out. Like, we for sure just hung out. Like, 100%. Like, and I know we did. Like, on a astral plane level. Like, it felt like I woke up and it felt like I was so close with him, and like no time had passed, and we were just hanging out like buddies, and we were talking and laughing and hanging out on, I think, our stepdad's ranch, which is where we have all the memories of growing up together and stuff, like summer and playing and horses and running through the fields. And I had a dream, and it was just so beautiful, and like just hanging out with like bro time. Like, we were chilling on the ranch and doing stuff, like we play video games or watch movies or go and pick up pizza, or he makes steaks or something, but like we hung out. And I woke up and I was in New York, and I was like, but I swear we were just hanging out, dude. That was crazy. And then I go to check my email. I get a job offer from, like I wake up and I do my thing, like, you know, but then I like a couple minutes later after waking up, check my email, and I see a job offer from, no joke, literally the zip code of where my brother lives. I just kind of took that as like a message. Like, that was like, I just kind of wanted to share that, because I think that a lot of times we think this physical life is like face value, what's right in front of us, but there's a lot that I think happens when we dream. And I know they've talked about this a little bit and stuff too, but like, I'm serious. Like, I feel like we can, with those that we love enough, like go and visit them. It's so cool. And I know some people do lucid dreaming and astral dreaming and stuff, but like, I wanted to share that because, like, don't you think it's kind of like coinkydink that, or not a coinkydink, that I literally had like this dream where I woke up and I was like, that was about my brother, and like we hung out for hours in the dream. Like, we were hanging out at the ranch and like just good old times and just laughing, having a good time. And then I go to check my email, and literally a job offer in his zip code. And so I responded with an updated resume and like availability and references and phone number, and I said, housing's already provided, because that zip code in Oregon is the same zip code I grew up in from 0 to 3 years old. It's Lewisburg, Corvallis, and that's where I lived from as a baby infant till 3 years old. My real mom and my real dad got divorced, and then I moved from that area to a different spot in Oregon. But yeah, I was like, and then I was like, I could live with like my brother, I could get this job offer, and it was just crazy. Like, I felt like the dream we had like conjured this energy for like a job offer, like in the same exact zip code as where my brother lives. And like, I was seriously considering, like, I applied for that job, but he didn't get back to me. I don't know what was going on. But I think it was because he's like, oh, she's in New York, like, because he saw my file updated. My file had been in there, my resume had been in their file, an application for like another job like for 2 years ago, and they found my information in the system, and they're like, hey, this actually needs to get filled in, are you available? So I think that they didn't get back to me because I'm in New York, but I was telling him that I'm willing to come back to Oregon because that's where my brother lives. I was like, yeah, I'll take a job where like the same zip code where my brother lives. And that was literally like a week ago or something. But then I got that one message at 111, and I felt this like message to stay, because I was thinking about seriously moving, or what, like just going back west for a little bit. And then I felt 111, I saw 111, and I felt the message of stay. So I also just wanted to share these like cool metaphysical moments of life with y'all. Tell me what you think about that. Pretty cool stuff. I appreciate your contributions and comments and likes. Please share, and that's it, y'all. I really appreciate you tuning in. I love you all so much. Stay safe, stay blessed. Stay chosen. Peace.